parents and teachers. A few weeks ago, whenever people turn on their TV, all they could watch on news channels was the biggest scandal happened to three women who were the popular celebrity in Taiwan and a man. Yes, it was Makio. That biggest scandal is about bullying the taxi driver for not buckling up the seatbelt when we sit at the back. So in this case, news channels kept reporting this kind of news constantly again and again. So Taiwanese peoples now have the difficulty to catch up with important news because the news channels, all they can do was to report the popular and catchy news right now. So what I'm really concerned about is this situation is having the harmful influence on the society. First, people get tired of watching TV news. Second, they will refuse to watch the TV news because all they can see on the TV news was all the same, which it will cause the harmful influence on people and also the TV news. Hypothetically speaking, the worst thing is people who work on the news channels will be laid off. So the problem is, without paying much cautious attention to media morals, news channels, the significant role of spreading news to people would be notoriously questioned. Here comes the solution. Every news channel should be intensely limited to report news only for a maximum of 10 minutes. The very first step is National Communications Commission, also known as NCC, which is in charge of business dealing with telecommunication, broadcasting, and also internet. So the first step they should do is to declare a policy to strongly require TV news to limit their reporting time. Second, there is always a window for people to plead if they are not satisfied with the TV news right now. So in this case, over 5 cases of people not satisfied with the situations, that TV news channel will be examined. The second step is the government. The government should play a harsh role to examine the TV news which violate the policy. If the TV news report the news without being granted authorizations, they should be fined. So people may wonder that will it be hard to supervise? And my answer would be the government would hire the inclusive censors for every TV news, which, by the way, it will also prosper the employee rate. Yes, employee rate. The second objection is that owing to be limited of reporting times, TV news now would want to earn more money, so they will try to bite a small section or a page on the newspapers to report the catchy and popular news right now. In accordance with the chairman of the Department of Radio of TV in National Taiwan University of Art, Lai Xiangwei, claims that people are the one who determines that TV news should report the news or not. In this case, people should decide to watch or not to watch. If they decide not to watch the TV news, then the TV news channels will get the idea of not satisfaction from people. Dependence on Professor Guan in Zhongzhen University. He claims that the reporting news on TV news channels right now are too much. They always keep reporting the same news or the popular news right now, which he claims that they need the boundaries. Again, why my solution is desirable is because the flaws of unchanged circumstances of not changing anything will be like bad. NCC claims that every news channel should have the equivalent right to broadcast every news they want. However, without setting a lot of maximum time for reporting news, it takes much more time to revoke news till people withstand it. It gets harder and more complex. Last but not least, we should do these solutions that the TV news channels should be required to limit time. Because the first benefit is that everyone has the equal right of receiving news in the equivalent amount. The second benefit is doing these solutions, it gets simpler to get news channel which violate the policy and the laws punished. Thank you.